Welcome everyone. Today we are diving into the world of one of the most polarizing and visually striking creatures in the aquarium hobby, the Flowerhorn Cichlid. Often described as a man-made masterpiece or a genetic lottery, these fish are renowned for their vibrant colors and the massive hump on their foreheads. Over the next few minutes, we will explore how these fish came to be, the cultural significance they hold, and the complex ethical questions they raise for modern aquarists. Unlike many of the fish we keep, the flowerhorn is not a species you will find in the wild, at least not naturally. It is an artificially created hybrid developed through selective crossbreeding of various Central and South American cichlids. Because they are hybrids, their DNA is considered more flexible than pure species, allowing for a staggering variety of appearances, though it also leads to biological quirks like male sterility in most individuals. The story of the flowerhorn began in the late 20th century, specifically in the 1990s within breeding facilities in Malaysia, Thailand, and Taiwan. Breeders were looking to create a fish that was not only hardy and colorful, but also uniquely shaped. The first generation of these hybrids was known as luhan, a Mandarin term that translates to flowerhorn. These early fish were prized for black markings on their sides that many believed resembled Chinese calligraphy, a trait that quickly sparked a massive commercial boom. To create the flowerhorn, breeders experimented with several aggressive and colorful cichlid species. Key ancestors include the red devil cichlid, which contributed the aggressive personality and the nuchal hump, and the Midas cichlid, which added robust body shapes and thick lips. The trimac cichlid provided the foundation for the distinct black spots, while the blood parrot, itself a controversial hybrid, was used to enhance the vibrant colors and exaggerated head shapes we see today. The most famous feature of the flowerhorn is the nuchal hump, colloquially known in the hobby as the cuck. Biologically, this hump consists primarily of fat storage. Scientific studies suggest that in natural cichlid species, these humps may serve as an energy reserve during the long, focused process of spawning when the fish rarely eats. In the world of flowerhorns, however, the size and shape of this hump are the primary drivers of the fish's market value and grade. In many Asian cultures, the flowerhorn is far more than just a pet. It is a symbol of good luck and prosperity. According to Feng Shui, the flowerhorn's nuchal hump represents wealth and longevity, while its muscular, squarish profile represents the earth element. Because of their vibrant red colors and aggressive, energetic nature, they are said to produce strong yang energy, protecting the household from evil spirits and catastrophes. Flowerhorns are often described as having puppy-like personalities because they can interact with their owners and even allow themselves to be petted. However, they are also notoriously aggressive and territorial. Some keepers describe them as deranged lunatics that will attack anything in their tank, including filters, heaters, and rocks. This behavior can be so extreme that many owners are forced to keep them in completely bare tanks to prevent the fish from injuring itself during its crazy outbursts. As the hobby matured, selective breeding led to distinct strains with unique characteristics. The Zhenju is known for its purling and prominent black markings, while the Kampha typically features a more rectangular body and white eyes. Newer varieties, like the Thai silk, offer metallic blue coloration, and the rare golden monkey is prized for its intense red hues. Each strain represents years of refining specific dominant and recessive genetic traits. For serious collectors, flowerhorns are graded from AAA down to C. This grading is based on several aesthetic criteria: the straightness of the flower line, the black markings, the intensity of the pearls, metallic scales, and the size of the nuchal hump. In competitions, even a small scar on the hump can significantly drop a fish's grade, and judges often look for a high level of aggression and alertness as a sign of quality. Keeping a flowerhorn healthy requires a significant commitment. They need large environments, typically a minimum of 75 gallons for a single fish, and water temperatures between 32 to 35 degrees Celsius. Because they are intelligent and prone to redecorating, they often dig up substrate or dislodge equipment. Expert keepers recommend using top filters or sponge filters that are harder for the fish to attack, and suggest showing the fish a mirror daily to stimulate cuck growth through defensive behavior. The creation of flowerhorns is not without controversy. Critics argue that these fish are the result of deliberate selection for deformities. Some individuals suffer from skeletal issues, jaw deformities that make eating difficult, and internal organ displacement. While some hobbyists find these traits cute, ethical concerns have been raised by veterinarian associations regarding the welfare of animals bred solely for aesthetic appeal at the cost of their physiological health. Breeding flowerhorns is a complex process often referred to as genetic bingo. Because they are hybrids, the offspring often don't look like their parents, and many males are sterile, meaning breeders must constantly create new lines from original parent species. This involves a 2-generation cycle of breeding siblings and backcrossing with pure strains to stabilize desirable recessive traits like flower lines or specific eye colors. A dark side of the flowerhorn's popularity is its impact on the environment. When owners find them too aggressive to keep, or when breeders discard low-grade stock, these fish often end up in local waterways. As a hardy, predatory hybrid, the flowerhorn has become a successful invasive species in places like Malaysia and Indonesia, where they outcompete native fish and disrupt delicate ecosystems like Lake Matano. In conclusion, the flowerhorn is a testament to human creativity and our desire to connect with the natural world in unique ways. Whether you see them as beautiful symbols of luck or as ethical Frankensteins, they remain a fascinating part of the aquarium hobby. As keepers, the choice is ours. We must ensure that our fascination with these weird, angry fish is balanced by a commitment to responsible breeding and empathetic care. Thank you for your time.